So,
all right, time to move to the top games, man. The top number one.
this is it, man. It's the top, number one game for 2021 for all of us. And, we got a chance to play a lot of games, man, with the addition of Game Pass and all of the things that PlayStation Plus gave us. And just, all the stuff that dropped. Even though there was a fuck ton of pushbacks, man, there was still still a lot to play through. And this was, it was almost a tough selection for me. I feel like number one was like probably the easiest choice for me. And then after that, it got hazy. You know what I mean? It was just like trying to figure out, okay, where does everything else place? But I'll go ahead and go first with the number one pick for 2021. And it was Deathloop for me. I said it. I said it before. I said it before. When I had first started playing the game, that I felt like this was like a number one for me, and I basically just like every chance I got, I was just like thinking about it and like, okay, like the abilities and the ways to go through it and just perfecting like how to maneuver it through these areas and like, almost trying to solve the mysteries or whatever before the game was allowing me to, it's just like, trying to write stuff down in a book, basically to like, okay, I should kill this person then here and here and here and whatnot, even though the game eventually gives you all of the lowdown of the direction, and path that you should go in it. But I was enjoying it that much that I was just like, trying to find out the best possible ways to kill these guys. The certain weapons, the abilities that you could use. I had like my two staple abilities, but like I felt like all the abilities were pretty solid to use, so it gave you a lot of options. But this was like one of those that like I enjoyed every loop every time, and I felt like I was always gaining something when I died, so it didn't really affect me. I did feel like this game was pretty easy. And it didn't really require you to die too much. It's almost like you had to force yourself to die so that you could restart it. Every now and again, you might get caught off guard or something like that. But, I felt like, at least at the time when I played it, the addition of Julia popping in as a regular player like you or I, was something that didn't really affect me too much. I feel like I could boss up on everybody that jumped into my game. I just owned them all. So, but this is one of those games that like when this does come out for Xbox Game Pass next year, I think I'm gonna download it again for that system and play it. But I won't play. I'll play Colt just to get the loop started. But as soon as I unlock Julia, I think I'm just going to go full force into Julia because I didn't get a chance to really enjoy her. Like I said, I felt like everybody and their mom was trying to play Julia and wasn't really playing Colt. So I couldn't really get a chance to like invade somebody's game and like do trickery and stuff like that as Julia. So that's one of those things that I hope to experience if there's enough people playing it, that they're, hopefully like as soon as it comes out, if I can get Julia, I'll catch everybody trying to play it for the first time as Colt, you know what I mean? And I'll just be able to ransack their game and own them and whatnot. But it's almost like it's two different games in that sense because you literally have to boost up Julia's skill tree by killing Colt, and it's more of a challenge in that sense because Colt can die like 3 times, where Julia's only got that one chance. So it's like you have to be on point and kill Colt, that many times. And so it's going to be tricky. So I'm definitely looking forward to that challenge. But the guns, the extra hidden guns, I think there were still guns that I just never even did the challenge, to be able to get them or whatever. So, but I just had so much fun with this game. And I loved every moment that I was playing it. And so that's why it's my number one.
Nice, man.
All right, Mark.
All right, man. So my number one is going to have to be Diablo 2 Resurrected. All right.
Okay. All right.
So, Diablo the action RPG genre is Diablo's the golden standard. All right. This game came out in 2000. Now, fast forward to 2021, and we have Diablo 2 Resurrected. Now, you may be asking, isn't this the same game as 20 years ago? Well, actually, in fact, yes, it's built on top of the original game. You can you could switch back and forth between the new graphics and the old graphics. But where this game really takes it to a next level is there's actually new ladders. In the game, the ladder, the funnest part of this game is hunting for rune words and collecting items. Well, every ladder, there's new rune words that are introduced, and these are the most overpowered items. In Diablo 2 Resurrected, they're continuing the ladders. So they're continuing to add new rune words that have never been released. And also they're rebalancing, in this game, it's been out for 20 years. So the meta is very defined, but they're committed to rebalancing classes that suck, builds that suck, to make it, to make that, allure to keep coming back every season, every ladder. Because, that was always funnest part about Diablo is there's a new season, there's a new ladder all the time. So if you quit the game, you come back, you're kind of still in the hunt, the loot chase with everybody else. So when you play the ladder, there's exclusive items and rune words that you can only get on the ladder. So, it makes it fun and fresh to know that there's new, never before seen items coming to the game. So it's just, I'm just so surprised. It's very, sometimes you reminisce about a game and you're like, man, I wish they could just remake that game again with the same graphics. But it's very rare that a company actually does that. But they actually succeeded remaking the original, plus adding new items, new things for the future to make this game probably go for another 20 years, if you ask me. I wouldn't think that would be a bad thing. But I love Diablo 2 so much, and I recommend the resurrected version to anyone. If you played the game or not, I think you'll love it. I think you'll absolutely adore this game. So that's why it's my number one pick.
Nice.
Wow. Was not expecting that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Ray. For your number one pick, what you got, man?
You guys probably already know.
I think I know. I think it's the DE.
Is Disco Elysium.
It's Disco Elysium. I knew it was, man.
Yeah, Disco Elysium. There's something unique here. The only real reason why I even really picked up this game was because I heard it was a great game, but also because I heard they re-released it on the PS5, voice acting every line. So every single line here you see is voice acted. Like in the original one, not every single one of them was voice acted. And so that really intrigued me because I was like, if I had to read everything, I don't know if I would have liked this game as much. But because everything was voice acted, and it was voice acted so well, like this had the best voice acting, better than Hades. This had the best voice acting I've ever really experienced in the game. And I just couldn't get enough of trying to solve the mystery because it was a murder mystery. Like I just could not get enough of that storyline. And the world was so well, it's all hand drawn, as you can see here visually. And I could not get enough of exploring the world, trying to find new secrets, trying to find new dialogue sequences. I enjoyed every single conversation I had. And it was another one of those games where I just couldn't wait to jump back in and continue playing it to learn more about this world and try to solve this mystery. And then what put it over the top for me, which is the reason why I enjoyed this one just a tad better than Deathloop, is because this one had a really cool ending. Like it had one of the most memorable things I've experienced in an ending. And basically what happened was when you finally get done with the game, the ending itself isn't that incredible, like finally figuring out the mystery. It's really cool, but that's not what put it over the edge. It's when you finish this game and you kind of come back and you're going home, you get stopped, and basically you're like an F up, like in your job. And the bureau comes because you're a detective, like the bureau, whatever comes, and kind of gives you a lowdown of what you've been doing like the last few days. what you've been doing in the game. Every choice you've made, every decision you've made basically gets rehashed. And your partner, whether you were smart or helpful, sticks up for you. Other people you came into contact with will like stick up for you. And it feels like you, like not the character, but you, because you made every choice, you made every decision. And so it's like a reflection on you as an individual. And I kind of walked away kind of like feeling emotional about it, like the journey. It made me reminisce every decision I made, every choice I made. And I was like, wow, that's such a memorable way to end this game. And it just stuck with me. And so because of that, I gave it my favorite game of 2021. It's incredible. It's a masterpiece in like everything it's trying to do. And that ending really made me feel like it was worth it. Everything was worth it in the end, you know? Really appreciated that. So Disco Elysium.
Cisco, man.
#1 game this year for me.
Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely.
I gotta play this, dude.
Check that one out. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man. So that's been a long journey. 2021. That's it. That's all we have for our top 10 games of 2021. They were pretty different, but yet similar in a lot of ways. But it's also like a good way to kind of get an idea of the type of games we like and what we play. Over the these years, these time periods and stuff like that. So it's interesting to see what you guys like gravitate to more so, and what will trump another one. You know what I mean? Like what, for Rays, what will beat Deathloop and its awesomeness, and it's a fucking storyline. That's what's gonna get it. And and Markariah just like sticking with those with those trusties, man. Those going back in time and getting some nostalgia love there.
The multiplayer games, you can just see that's Mark's thing.
Yeah, a lot of multiplayers and stuff like that. Yeah, but yeah, man, dude. 2021's been a good year. Appreciate all the the 286 subscribers we have. We appreciate all you guys for subscribing. If you haven't yet and you've made it through this whole year and you've watched a couple of our videos, subscribe and also, like the video.
Come on, 300 before the end of the year.
Yeah, I definitely want to hit 300
for the end of the year. A few days left, man. Like, get us to 300.
Yeah, man, but this is the end of the year, so it's gonna be a whole new year of games, man. And 2022 is gonna be a fucking banger. I assure you. There's a lot of stuff. If these bastards do not push shit back, we will be in full force. My pockets are gonna be tapped because of these bastards. But yeah, man. So we appreciate you guys for watching. Everybody who's still listening to the podcast, we appreciate you for that as well. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We're going to take a break. Obviously, these videos will be released over time and whatnot. But yeah, we'll be back in full force in January. So until then, we'll catch you guys later. Deuces.
Peace.
See ya.
I love you, me.